Gals, oh my, it is episode, I think, did I put 16?
Whoa. That's awesome.
I'm flies and you're having fun, man.
Yes, it does.
So a couple updates. While you guys share, I'll kind of take the mic over. If everyone can share and invite. But like I said on the earlier episode we had with our other shows, is now more than ever, people are saying, hey, if you're a restaurant, and we support them, but small business is the roofer, the landscaper that's out there, and people don't even, and we want to support everyone, but people's grasses can't keep growing, our yard, thank you Horizon Lawns. But what I want to say is, when you share this, it is imperative to support small business now. People don't have those storefronts that they had before. So their storefront is what I've been telling you. And if you've watched our episodes, it's called social commerce. So when you share this, your friend gets to not see about coronavirus that they can't control. They already know how to take care of it by being smart and physical distancing. But you can help support someone's business. BJ. So please share this out. And we want to thank God that we're here together tonight. And it's going to be a blessing to be together, to let people know that there are Americans that are figuring out how to keep going in a way that is by the book, and is a way that's going to keep America moving forward. So God bless you. David, there's David, Allied Maintenance, another company, BJ. These guys are all out there working. Their families are happy, right? Listen, I've talked to a lot of people that are getting government checks. TNT, Bobby, good to see you. The government check is never going to be as the one you can earn on your own, but your soul is never going to feel better than the check that you earn out there on your own. Kimberly, good to see you. So
Amen to that, brother.
I'm going to ask you all tonight that if you can find a way to work, if you've ever had a desire to get a new trade, I would ask you to think deep inside of yourself and give yourself more credit that you've overcome everything, and understand that this is not a permanent place. This pandemic is temporary. And the more that you help be a part of the solution, the quicker we're going to come out of it. So there again, I just want to thank everybody for coming out tonight and supporting small business. There's people's jobs here. There's people that get to eat steak instead of eating hamburger. And there's nothing wrong, because I can eat nothing, right? I have clients that have told me they only eat meat on Sunday because they went through the Great Depression. What I'm saying is, if you can, you should. All right? If you can work, you should work. You're never going to get a good feeling waiting home. If you think it's the lottery that you got to check, it's not. The lottery is that you woke up today and you're here today, and we appreciate you. So TC Backer's looking for craftspeople. It doesn't matter. If you're a man or a woman, but do you have a craft at hand? Can you take a hammer, and can you take a bender, and can you turn it into someone's beautiful home at the end of the day? Do you understand how heights work, and shingles work, and roofs work, and people's homes work, and a lawnmower works, and the mechanics? They're looking for people that are in this field that are ready to keep going. They said this about a storm, and I'll turn it over to these guys. But if you read about an eagle, it's an interesting animal. It's the only one of the only animals God takes after is the eagle and the lion. And the reason he takes after the eagle is because the eagle has vision, because it can soar so high and it flies on its own. But what I want to tell you tonight about the eagle is, it actually flies into the storm. It's crazy. You can look it up. And storms aren't permanent. They're temporary. And storms are to make changes for good, never for bad. It's attrition. So understand that the famine wasn't permanent, the Great Depression wasn't permanent, and the pandemic of 2020 is not permanent. Don't put a permanent mindset to a temporary situation. We need you to rise up as an American and be a part of the solution, like TC Backer. So be a behind the Toolbelt person, be behind the blade, and come be a part of this, and share like you care. Thank you, guys.
There you go, buddy. Nice intro there, bro.
Way to get things fired up there, Shane. That was definitely inspirational, man. Thanks for that.
How are you?
Good.
Everyone have a good week so far?
Yeah, so good.
And thanks for coming out to our house. I want to appreciate it. We're clients, and we appreciate you. Thanks for, taking care of us. We don't want to be a talk in the neighborhood that we're letting our yard go, and it looks beautiful.
Yeah, good. I'm glad we could help you out, buddy.
Because everyone drives down where I live, so we do appreciate it. My wife does. Hey, Victor. Hey, David. Hey, Chris. Share and let's care. So you guys have been busy. So you're operating within the parameters, and you're doing great stuff out there. And I know you had to have a lot of wind damage. And so there's a lot of people. How many people do I tag or message you that need help? You know what?
Yeah, you copy us in a lot of stuff, man. We get a lot of leads from you. We get a lot of leads from our people in general that that watch the show. Now ever, man, I'm seeing a lot of people out there, trying to push for the support and local business stuff, and that's kind of what we're all about. Support the local small business. That's what keeps our community running. It's great, man. Great. We got a lot of feedback from the community that positive stuff. We got I see a lot of new faces in here almost every episode. So it's our reach is getting out there. People are watching, and people are definitely calling for sure, man.
So what are you guys looking for? Can you tell us a little bit, first of all, what you're looking for as far as you guys are looking to hire, correct?
Yes. I need some, I need some field guys right now. I need some skilled guys, and siding or roofing experience. Either one. I can use guys in those aspects. Gutters, and installing windows and, rubber work, that kind of experience is definitely a plus. Driver's license is a must right now, just because of, the aspects of the social distancing that we have to follow. We can only have so many guys in the vehicles, so we can't do as much carpooling and stuff that we normally would be able to accommodate people that don't have licenses. But, we're definitely looking for people. Lots of work out there. There's lots of room to make money. You can start a career. This isn't just for while this is going on. We're still expanding. We're still doing work, and we definitely some people out there that are hungry. So,
Ty, what have you been looking at with as far as calls and kind of service that people have been? Because we've had wind that is, some crazy wind. So what kind of calls have you been getting in at TC Backer?
The calls that we're getting mostly would be obviously exterior damage. We're getting calls for shingle blow-offs, siding blow-offs, soffit and fascia. I went out and had to remove a piece of gutter off somebody's roof that had like blown off, but a section of it was still attached. That blew up onto the roof from the back the whole way, from the front the whole way to the back. It was pretty crazy. Gutters, clogged gutters with all the rain and basements flooding. All sorts of things. Any type, there was a guy who had a tree that fell on his house. I went and looked at a guy's house today. He had about 11 pairs of shutters blow off the front of his house. Blew right off the front of his house over at Brittany. Yeah, so I went over there, I measured up his shutters and stuff, and he was concerned that with the shutters blowing off his house, that would damage some of his property.
Yeah.
So we need to remove pieces of shutters that are still attached to his house and get him some new shutters out there, which I thought seemed pretty ironic because the shutters were actually attached to brick. So it wasn't even like it was attached to vinyl. I think what happened was they didn't hit the mortar joints when they attached it. They actually tried to drill through the brick. And what happens is that kind of just becomes a smooth surface inside the hole there, and there's no bite for the shutter pin or the screw. So those are the kind of calls that we're taking right now. We've been dealing with a lot of insurance companies right now. The best thing to do in that situation is as soon as you know you have storm damage, is to contact your insurance company. Second thing is they're probably going to ask you to contact, a roofing guy or siding company to come out. Typically what's been happening is we've been taking photos and documenting the damage and sending the photos to the homeowner so they can contact their insurance company with the photos. And I'm not even sure if the insurance companies are sending out an adjuster or not, or just going off of the photos that we've been sending them. Because it seems to be working, or not working, but happening pretty quickly as far as being approved through the insurance companies right now. I think they expected an influx of phone calls after last week. I think there was a storm on Tuesday and Thursday. I can't remember what days it were. It just seemed like it was really windy all week long. So the insurance companies seem to be prepared, and I think a lot of people were at home working from home. The insurance adjusters and insurance companies, I believe they're all working at home with, I don't want to say with nothing to do, but it's not like they have walk-in customers and are dealing with probably a lot of accident claims. I would imagine with the cars not being on the road as much right now, that there's probably less vehicle accidents and stuff like that. So it seemed like they may have a little more time on their hands to be able to deal with these types of situations right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys, what type of repairs should somebody call you about? Like if something doesn't look right, do they wait till they get water in? One thing you said that is interesting was I didn't think about clogged gutters, but that makes total sense because our magnolia tree was like in one night was emptied. And so that makes sense. And then people don't realize it. So will you come out and give a free look if they're a little concerned, Ross? Would you know?
Absolutely.
Because I have a lot of my friends. You guys are up there on roofer, and I see your videos, and there's no way a homeowner would have any clue about what I've seen in your videos.
Right.
Chucking the truck high, Ross.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we've gone out. I don't think a lot of people, too, with those high winds, that was knocking a lot of debris around. I think a lot of people had clogged gutters, but didn't realize how clogged they were until we got all the rain that we got.
And one branch, Joey Kemper Towing, good to see you. Please share this. So one branch, what I've seen with you guys, can damage the structural integrity of one shingle. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
And how does that happen so people know? Because I never realized that just going through that can cause all kinds of things.
Yeah, that's kind of where it starts. It's kind of like roofs are kind of like a sticker. Okay, stickers stick great until you feel a corner. You know what I mean? Once you get that corner started, man, it always comes up eventually. You know what I mean? And it never sticks back down right. That's kind of the way that it is. Once you get a blow off shingle or a shingle that's delaminated or something like that, it's eventually going to work its way out. And then once you have one shingle missing, that gives the wind, the aerodynamics of the wind, it'll rip the rest of the shingles off one by one. That's just kind of how it works. So that's why we say that there isn't really a repair too small, because every small repair eventually turns into a large replacement if you let it go. You know what I mean? Especially in those winds. Those were strong enough winds to rip people's shingles off. Rip siding off. It happens. The shingles do have a pretty good wind rating, but some of these housing communities that we live in, we call them like vortexes, man. There's some high winds that rip through them houses, man, and they can do some major damage. And the debris is definitely a big thing. You can turn your house claim into even more. If your piece of siding slides across the street and busts out on a neighbor's house or something.
Exactly.
So you definitely want to always make sure you're taking care of these things as soon as you notice them. And if you think that there's something that's out of whack that you're not sure if it's okay or not, always ask somebody. Call us, hop in one of our things and throw a picture in the comments or something. You know what I mean? We will always have time to check that stuff out. You can call us, you can text us, you can text us, and any of those means works.
So Ty, can you tell us, because everyone, I kind of say everyone, will think they're talented, and not to take it away, but can you tell us specifically some things that you would look at to know if someone was the type of craftsman or craftswoman that you were looking for? What things would they need to recognize without having to be taught so they know what you're looking for.
Like as far as hiring somebody?
Yeah, yep.
Okay, so what are we looking? What kind of experience are we looking for?
Yes.
Okay. So experience-wise, I mean, someone who has experience in installing shingles, someone who is a problem solver, can think on their own, has a good sense of direction because we do travel a lot. They don't necessarily have to be totally tech savvy, but someone that knows how to use Google and Google Maps and Google Earth. Someone who absolutely has a driver's license. That's a must right now. Experience is probably the biggest thing, as far as roofing, siding, and gutters go. Even on the remodeling side right now, we're looking for help. Window installers, gutters, soffit fascia repairs, those things like that. Because down in Maryland, we also do a lot of remodeling. Plus, they also got hit with the windstorm down there. We've been very blessed to have our footprint, in multiple states, and the different facets of work that we do, as far as like landscaping goes, the roofing, siding, windows, and gutters. Like for new construction, we do a lot of turnkey for new home builders, which has been a big advantage that we've gotten over a lot of so-called roofing companies, because we actually have, we're kind of like the jack of all trades on the exterior of the home. We specialize not just in roofing, but siding, windows, gutters. So when we get hired, they don't have to hire a different gutter company that comes in, because a lot of times, there's roofers out there that'll actually hire a different gutter company to come in and do the gutter work. Right. We actually have in-house gutter guys with our own machines. We actually have in-house roofing guys with our own tools. We have in-house siding guys with our own tools. Window installers. So I think that's the advantage that we have. But going back to what we're looking for, we're definitely looking for somebody who has experience in all of those trades. I mean, obviously, if you're just a roofer and you don't do siding, that's fine. We got a home for you. If you do just siding, we have a home for you. If you do just gutters or windows, or if you're experienced in all trades, definitely give us a call. And like Chris said, you can reach out to us, through Facebook Messenger or our cell phones. You can contact us. You can contact us through the office. I mean, it should be fairly easy to be able to get a hold of us.
Yeah, and if someone's not a fit, it's no big deal. You got to understand there's a lot involved, chemistry. You've seen players go from different teams. I'll tell you about one of the greatest teams, actually, the Eagles, with Nick Foles, right? Like, he was going to retire. True story. He was, I know, right? But, true. But he was going to retire, and he got a call to be a backup quarterback, right? So all I'm telling you is that just because you're not a fit for one, like, don't take that. We gotta help each other. It's okay. Keep going. It's not a big deal. What I'm telling you, there's certain fits for certain culture. You have to match talent with culture. And you guys have a great culture, and God bless you for it. And the culture always controls one person, whether they fit or not. And it's not a big deal. But I just want to tell people, because this is a weekly show that we do, and we want to make sure that you stay inspired to keep going, right? Whether you're a fit or not.
Yeah, and like the great thing is, we got some pretty experienced guys that work under us, man. It's so if you are a roofing professional, siding, as long as you want to learn, you'll know siding. We'll teach. We can teach all that kind of stuff. The things that I can't teach someone to get up out of bed every day and go to work on time. I can't teach people to call or not to call off work for stupid reasons. I cannot teach work ethic. I cannot teach you how to problem solve and figure things out when you face adversity. I can't teach that kind of stuff, and I don't think that anyone really can. So those are the born and bred traits of people that good companies look for in people. We can teach you all the other stuff. It's just right now you got to at least specialize in something, roofing or siding or something, because of the standards that we have to work under right now, we don't necessarily have the tools to really train someone from the ground up at this point in time. So there definitely will be opportunity for that in the future. As soon as we get back on our feet, well, I can't even say back on our feet because we're on our feet. But as soon as we start running again, I should say, then we will be able to. Right now, you gotta have some kind of something to bring to the table.
For sure.
Yeah. So I know, like you said, Todd, we're definitely looking for all aspects. It's great to know multiple aspects, though. You can be a that just means that your day will always be different.
So what kind of stuff are people getting today? Like, can we talk a little bit about doors? Because doors can be a repair. We have a broken door, and that has to do with the security of our house. So I think doors more than ever. You'll see people running out and buying all kind of stuff, but the door is the entry into your home. And we've been going for walks, and the reason I bring this up is, there's a lot of good stuff coming out of this. And so we've been walking our neighborhood and we see all the doors. You've seen the pictures. But what types of doors do you offer? And can you help people figure out what kind of door and what kind of colors do you offer? So if you could touch base on that, please.
Yeah. Well, doors, I mean, if you're talking about like an entry door, you can pretty much get any color you want in entry doors. You can get a steel entry door that can be painted any color that you want, or you can get a fiberglass door that actually comes that looks like it has a wood grain on it. Or you can actually get one that's prime that you can paint, or you can get several different stains. They'll come stained as well. As far as like a sliding glass door, they come in vinyl. You can get them in composite, or you can get like wooden French doors that are actually wood. And then the composite doors actually come in 13 different colors with like a veneer interior of about, I think, 5 or 6 different colored veneers.
Okay. And so, what do they need to figure out a price on a door? Like, you'll see ones that have 2 side lights or 2 sides. I don't know what you call them, or some that maybe have 1 side and a door. Can they change a sliding glass door into French doors, and what does that mean? Can you tell people what that is? A lot of people like to interchange sliding glass doors and French doors for different purposes.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's say, a lot of people want a deck. They'll have a sliding glass door. Now, people with a patio, not that you couldn't use, a sliding glass door, but someone may want, a French door that goes out to a nice patio. To be able to open up both doors, to have access to like the living room or the dining room. So it feels like, if you have to set up like a picnic table or a nice dining room table or something out on your patio when you have company over, so it feels more open. Basically with the French doors open, it'll give you that more of an open feel.
Can they get frosted glass in them?
Yes. Typically, the obscured glass, you would typically use something like that in a bathroom window, but I don't see why you couldn't get obscured glass, with a patio door. Or you can get blinds in between the glass with patio doors. We can get them tinted. There's many different options that you can go with.
Okay. Now, to skip to windows for a second, a lot of people are at their dishwasher because they're eating a lot more food, a lot more family dinners. Looking out your kitchen window, can you get different windows out there? You see squarish ones, I think they call them garden or something, or can you get different windows in your kitchen, and what are the options there? Is that possible?
Yeah, there's all different kinds of windows out there. There's bay windows, there's bow windows, there's garden windows. What we sell as far as a replacement window goes, now we sell all of those things that I mentioned, but, typically people are looking to get, a double hung window. And what I mean by double hung, that means the top and bottom sash both move. We typically use a half screen, so you can slide it up or down depending upon what sash you have open. We try to steer people away from like a full screen, because with a full screen, a lot of times people don't know how to get a full screen out to be able to get something in and out of the window, so that full screen will get damaged. So we encourage people to get a half screen, which is nice. We have, of course, the low E, which is our entry level windows.
What's a low E? Does that mean it sits down on the ground like those old cars?
No.
What's a low E?
No. The low E is the transfer of light through the window.
So like the insulation factor, the
That's argon. Argon gas would be your insulation.
So the low E protects our furniture?
Yes, that's for the harmful UV rays.
Okay, so you want to know, you want your phone, your old Windows probably don't have those low E or because you can tell a lot of people's furniture
or argon gas. Yeah, and a lot of people don't have double hung windows there, especially on like a newer home that has been built within the past 25 years. Typically, that came with a single hung window with no low E typically, and just argon gas, if any, in a new construction window. So we can also replace new construction windows. It doesn't always have to be, a replacement window.
So how do you clean those windows? Aren't they now made to be able to maintain on a regular basis? And is it important to clean the windows just to keep the thing mechanically working good?
Yeah. One of the reasons why, we've been using the double hung windows is so you can pull the sash in and be able to clean it.
And it just tilts right in, like a couple tabs?
Yeah, there's two little latches up top, and they just pull right in.
And both top sash, bottom sash, if you have it, they both pop in?
Both the top and bottom sash.
And don't sliders slide in or something in their way, or no?
Like a basement slider?
Yeah.
Window?
No, not a
basement. Sliders you can also...
Yeah, but there's a way for them. Don't they have a technology for sliders to kind of clean easier now, or no? Am I wrong there?
Yeah, you can actually pull them out pretty easy.
Okay. And then,
they're designed to pull out.
And screens are a big deal, especially now, people being home, spring's coming, summer's coming. They're finding out whether the screens are good or not. Do you have a type of technology where you can... I mean, listen, since I was a kid, I've been bending them. I just got in trouble back then and broke them. But is there a way to save kids from breaking screens now?
Yeah, I'm glad you actually brought that up, because I forgot about that. We have what's called the flex screen technology.
That's cool.
I don't want to say it's virtually indestructible, but it's pretty.
I was trying to break it.
Yeah, it's pretty indestructible, I guess.
Bob, good to see you.
So yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, because I actually forgot about that. So that is a full screen. That comes a full screen because it's foolproof. You know what I'm saying? So you can actually pull this thing out, twist it up. It can hit the ground. You can drop it from your second floor, let it hit the ground, and it's still going to be in one piece. It's not designed with that old chintzy aluminum frame like, a typical 25-year-old home window would come with.
Well, that's a kind of a big deal, when it comes to maintenance of your windows, just because this time of year people are, like I said, people have time and they're at home right now, so they're looking at their screens and they're judging. So let's talk about the progression to needing a replacement. Sometimes people just need a service call on their window. Will you help people if you didn't sell them the window? Can they call you about service to at least check it out? The option?
Yeah, we've done that already before. If we can figure out what the window manufacturer was, a lot of that stuff comes with a lifetime warranty on it through most window manufacturers, like the latches and stuff, the sash balancers. So a lot of times, if we can figure out who the window manufacturer was, we can get in touch with them.
So that's awesome about you guys. You guys will come out and repair, but you're also going to be honest. You guys talk about chasing to get to roofing, but any problem, you guys chase it back to see what's causing it. You don't just sell somebody something. You see that in the HVAC industry. They won't even look at your hot water tank. They'll say it's sinking in. Listen, I know. And then they'll just want to sell you equipment, especially now more than ever, because we don't have a lot of tradespeople. I think they just don't know how to fix stuff, a lot of companies. But you all are different in that way because you will, let's call it, I've seen you chase a leak. Instead of just selling something, you wanted to chase it because you had to go over the whole mechanical reverse engineer kind of thing. Is that true? And is that how you do it? Am I wrong?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Sometimes leaks are cut and dry on what they are. It's pretty evident as to where it's coming from. But a lot of times, man, we'll have to get up in the attic and crawl in the crawl spaces, and, get all itchy in the insulation and case this thing exactly where it goes. Because sometimes you have, let's just say you got an issue where you have a stone chimney on your roof, and you're getting water coming in through the mortar or something that you need to reseal your chimney. But you get someone out there that sees an opportunity, and next thing you know, you're replacing a roof that isn't even leaking.
And what's nice is, what I love is you all being out there every week lets people know, first of all, you're authentic and you're accountable, because when you're going to be seen, you're accountable. Obviously, people pop on here. Hi, Mindy. Good to see you. It's Brian.
Exactly.
Hey, Brian.
So it's funny you brought that up about things, because today, that gentleman that I went out and looked at his shutters that were blowing off, he actually showed me a radon pipe that he thought was actually leaking, like the roof boot or something was leaking.
Corbett Plastering.
I actually went up and discovered that the pipe is so wide that the rain is actually blowing across the pipe and getting inside the pipe and leaking at the elbow. So I had suggested to him to just get a 90-degree elbow and stick on the top of this without paying me to do it. I gave him the solution to his problem. Like, look, you don't have a roof leak. It's just basically blowing across the top of your pipe and getting in the pipe.
Look, before you guys ever had me do business with me, you had me do business with other people. That's a true story. You had an electrician, we need it. You guys didn't try to push your agenda. So, we love it. Corbett Plastering, if you have a business posted up here, work done right, if you want to get plastered in Boston, reach out to Corbett Plastering. They do it right. And so they're the #1 plastering company in Boston. So reach out to them. Behind the Toolbelt, please hashtag it. Okay, hashtag WeatherBuster. So we're going to talk about the WeatherBuster windows, what makes it unique, what makes it affordable, and what makes them have payment plans. Look, we're at our home. We work hard for our home. People fight for their home. Now let's take a little time. Let's pretend our home is an airplane. Like, you go for a flight and you want to make sure you're safe, but you spend every night almost in your home. Let's act like we want to make sure that's safe, and let's do a pre-flight check. And I want you guys to talk about this after I get done explaining what I'm talking about. But, they got me into checking for stuff. I'm like, listen, let's get up on the roof. Let's look at the gutters. Let's look at the siding. Stuff that people are too busy to look at. You have time to take care of what you've been investing your money in all these years.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trying to create anything new. I'm just saying, now's the time to do a pre-flight check. Your family sleeps in this house every day. Mold is serious. You hear about COVID-19, and they're COVID-19 friendly company. We'll talk about the elephant. We're coming out of the curve in it, but I want to talk about the pre-flight check of your home. What you guys take care of the gutter to the curb. Can you talk about what the pre-flight looks like and what people can do if you're talking to a homeowner? And please share this. People talk about supporting small business. You share this, you start a watch party. That's what you're doing. This is the phone book of the future. It's the now. Like I said, it's the now phone book. But can we talk about a pre-flight check on your house and things? I know you talked about the gutter, but can we talk about it? And if they're not able to, are you all willing to do it for them?
Yes, absolutely. Especially after a storm, you should probably check your gutters, or before, if you know a storm's coming, check your gutters to make sure they're not clogged. That'll create so much damage to your home, it's not even funny.
What do you mean by that? What do you mean?
Get water to back up underneath your shingles.
Yeah, can we talk about the gutters? Because that's something I used to neglect, and I had tree saplings growing in my thing, and I thought it was funny, but then I realized it wasn't funny. From the helicopters. So can you tell them what are some things that happen from just gutters right now?
We've seen people's basements flood from their gutters being clogged, or the drain that the downspout goes into was clogged. And what we typically try to do on an older home where they've had their downspouts that go into a drain that go into the ground, we recommend not putting the downspouts back in that drain. we recommend running a downspout that runs about 6 feet away from your foundation.
Okay, wow. Professional tip. I like that. All
Yeah.
right, so after the gutters, where do we go? Sorry for interrupting.
That's okay. Typically the first thing that I would probably look at before I looked at my gutters is I would look at my roof from the ground. Try to get the best view of your roof as possible. If you are in doubt that there may be something wrong with your roof or your chimney or any kind of flashing, like where the shingles meet a wall, if you're in doubt, that's where our free inspection comes into play. While we're on your roof, inspecting your roof, we will also inspect your gutters to make sure they're fastened correctly, that they're not loose, that they're not clogged. I've even seen tennis balls stuck in the downspout, in the outlet of a downspout already. And their gutters were clear, except there was a tennis ball stuck in their outlet. As a kid, I can't imagine doing that, but I'm just kidding, because I think I used to throw tennis balls at the roof all the time.
That's funny, yeah.
But
the little things that matter, right? Wow.
Right, but those would be the things that I would look at as a homeowner. But I'm not your normal homeowner either. But again, circling back to that's where our free inspection would come into play. We're not out there to rail someone and always say, you need a new roof, you need a new roof, you need new gutters, you need new gutters. We always try to, find the cause of the problem and see if it's repairable. If it is repairable, give you a price. Sometimes things aren't repairable. Sometimes they need replaced. We'll give you a price for that.
Do you do financing?
What's that?
Do you do financing?
We do.
Okay,
We
what does
do
that look
financing.
like? How many options do you have?
Say that one more time.
How many options do you have for financing?
Right now we have 4 options. I had 3, but the company we use just came out with a 4th one that we get to use. Right now we have a 12-month, same as cash, and we also have an 18-month, same as cash, a 5-year at 7.99, and a 10-year at 7.99.
Okay, so if you got a 10-year, you got a $7,000 roof, you're looking at like, what, 80, 90 bucks, 100 bucks a month, something like that?
Yes. I just did one for a gentleman last night. I can give you an example of what same as cash would be.
Yes.
Okay. And I'm not afraid to throw this out there, because what happens is after 12 months, it becomes 24%, like 24 point something percent. So then after that, you pay, his roof was $7,100. Okay. So after his 12 months, he got a payment of $216 for 7 years.
Bam, there you go.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes, so that's at 24%. I wasn't afraid to say it does become 24% if you don't get it paid off in those 12 months.
Well, that's how we buy our furniture. That's how most people buy stuff. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
I just wanted to put that out there because I don't want to hide the fact that it does become 24%.
Yeah. No, that's fine. Well, the same as cash person is the same as cash. You have other options that are
Exactly.
the 7 and 10 year programs or what you said you had, right?
Yep, a 5 and a 10-year plan. Both are 7.99%.
Okay, 5 and 10 year. There you go. So,
Yeah.
and you have to always do the whole roof. Like if someone has one section, I mean, the best thing is to have you out. But there's options. You're not going to jam a throat down them. I mean, a roof down their throat or a door or a window. But you will go out there and give them a consultation and give them your opinion. And you guys do a lot of roofs, and you've been doing this for a long time, so they get local.
Yeah, absolutely.
And what areas do you work in? I know I'm saying a couple things, but if people are watching, what areas? I know Northern Maryland and the state of Pennsylvania. Is that really basically what we're talking about here?
Yes, as far as the work that you're talking about, yes, that's where we're focusing on Northern Maryland and Pennsylvania.
Okay. Can we talk a little bit about business property maintenance, especially now
Mm-hmm.
during this COVID-19? People might not even know. Can they just tell you the address? You'll give them an estimate, and you can go take care of their property, even if it's just once or twice or just during COVID. You're not gonna like beat them up. They don't have to do the whole year if they don't want. You guys are good like that, right?
Yeah, typically we would do a maintenance thing on a commercial building.
Yeah.
Not that we're opposed to doing it on residential. But I mean, I don't know if, I mean, I haven't had anyone ever ask me to do a, maintenance once a year on the residential roof. Not that we would be opposed to that, but most of the time that usually happens, on commercial buildings.
Yeah, maybe I didn't state the question. If someone is not there and their grass isn't getting cut because their landscaper didn't go out and they don't want to get a fine, will you go take care of their property right now? Just if they didn't weren't a regular, they needed it taken care of so they don't get a fine.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've had people call us and say, "Hey, I couldn't get my lawnmower started this week. Do you mind coming out and mowing our grass or pulling the weeds, or doing the spring and fall cleanup? The tree limbs and raking up the leaves and stuff like that. Like, we don't even mow some people's grass. We just go in the spring and in the fall and do a cleanup for them."
Okay, so that's through Horizon Lawns LLC.
Yes, sir.
So there's a lot behind the blade. So you guys do hardscape landscape,
Yes, sir.
and so you will take care of their if they need mulch.
Yeah, we're doing a lot of mulch right now, a lot of sod right now, a lot of overseeding, fertilization, and spraying for weeds right now.
Okay, so yeah. So spraying for weeds and all that, nice. Cause I see the weeds are growing really good. They love this rain.
Yeah, man. The grass is growing like crazy too.
Yes. So what's the best way? 3, 2, 1, gutter done. Go to Horizons Lawn LLC. What's the best way for them to get a hold of you guys? I know there's a million ways. 3, 2, 1, gutter done. Call them. Leslie, good to see you. Kristen, good to see you. Please share this and start a watch party. What's the best way to get a hold of you guys?
I would say call the office.
Okay. That's the 717-650.
2197.
2197. Thank you, Kimberly. HorizonLawnsLLC.com. And real quick, we're so close to different goals and monuments. If you could all take a minute after this broadcast and like TC Backer's page, we really appreciate it. These are little things in a virtual world that you can help a business, right? They're not asking you to buy them lunch. They're not asking you to do anything like that, but I'm asking you, hi, good to see you. If you could like their page, that's great support. So if you could like their page, TC Backer, Construction, and then, if you really want to stretch, go like Horizon Lawns LLC.
Yeah.
On Facebook. That would be amazing. Kimberly, thank you. You're awesome. I appreciate y'all. Start a watch party.
Thank you.
What they do for the community. Understand that, look in history, the small business built this country and small business gives to this country. If you look at your food bank, if you look at people, that donate to causes all throughout the year, I'm heavily involved in all these things. People go to small businesses. Non-for-profits go to small businesses. There's not many that go for these grants, and if they do, they come or go. But who's always there? The grants, the government, there's private, but small business, when you support them, they support you. They support your family. They support you in ways you might not even know about. But please support. Construction companies have always been on the outside. Look at the nurses, right? Like, people are celebrating them like never before. They should always be celebrated. They're taking care of our families, right? We should be celebrating any profession out there that's working hard to help make our community better. And TC Backer has proven week in and week out that they're here for you. So I'm asking you to take a minute to like their page and Horizon Lawn LLC. It is greatly appreciated. So thank you for that. So what things have changed with your business? I got to bring up the old elephant that we're coming out of the curve, COVID-19. But how has that changed your business? And, I see a lot of opportunity that you guys have gotten because other businesses fell back because they couldn't withstand it. And you were built for this.
Yeah. So, I mean, at first, when it first started, we were affected a lot. But, I believe it was the first weekend, Ty, that you got us, you sent an appeal into the governor's office and actually our appeal. So we were allowed to do some stuff in Pennsylvania. So that's why we are able to do this stuff in Pennsylvania. But we never really stopped, doing stuff outside of the state. Every state has its own regulation. So the federal government's kind of been relying on a state and magistratal level to decide what everyone's policies are that they have to follow. So we were always considered essential inside Maryland. So we've been firing on all cylinders down there. So that's never hiccuped really. But the big thing that I think we're affected by now is trying to make sure that we're maintaining the correct social distance and get jobs done quick. If we're limited on the amount of guys that we can have on a job, that can affect how fast we can get that job done. That then becomes a more expensive job for both parties. Time is money in a lot of different avenues. So, that's probably one of the biggest things, just as far as the workload and how fast you can get this stuff done. I know that there's people that are worried about getting sick. We're trying to make sure that we stick behind our guys and make sure that they're comfortable. I know tomorrow, one of the benefits of working for some of the big companies that we work for and doing work for some of the big builders that we work for. One of the home builders is actually doing a stand up for health event tomorrow at 10 a.m. that I got to have all my guys participate in. And basically what they're asking of us is at 10 a.m. everyone is supposed to cease work for 10 minutes. And the link that I'm going to be sharing with my guys that is in multiple languages, so everyone can watch. And it's basically a 10-minute safety lesson on things that you can do that's related to instruction. To be safe and make sure that you're able to go out and provide for your family, but at the same time make sure that you're being responsible, on your community level and not spreading the virus anymore and not bringing it home to your family, most importantly. So that's pretty cool, and I'm gonna make sure that all of our guys participate in that. Stop work for 10 minutes and just listen to what these guys have to say, what the professionals have to say. It's that stuff like that is free of charge. You can definitely do that. So, I don't know. That's as far as goes for my end. That's pretty much what I've been faced. And of course, we're some of us are working from home via satellite and stuff. But I don't know about your side, Ty. How are you affected?
Pretty much in the same ways as you are. Trying to keep your hands washed and not touching your face and stuff like that. We got the guys, traveling with one person per vehicle right this second. They're packing their lunches so they don't have to stop somewhere and get lunch in the middle of the day. They get fuel in the morning and then they go straight to the job site. And then if they have to go to another job site, straight to that other job site. For the most part, it's taken us a little bit longer to get jobs done because, like you said, we're not rolling 3-4 guys deep in a truck. We're doing, I think there might be a truck, and I'm thinking probably more so on your end. There may be a truck where we have 2 guys in a truck, but the truck, I feel it's big enough to have the social distancing in the truck. But, I'm worried about, cross-contamination of sharing pools. That way, that's why we have the guys driving I don't want to say their personal truck, their personal work truck. So they have their own tools. I just read something tonight that I guess as of Saturday or Sunday, I'll have to read it again. I think we may have to start wearing masks. And I do know Lennar is going to implement that in their, if you're on one of their job sites, you're going to have to wear a mask. So that might change for both of us. I do know they want to do it in Maryland and Delaware. But, it's becoming the new norm, at least for me. I don't know how the guys feel. When I talk to the guys in the morning, like Chuck and Colin and Derek and Denny and Greg and those guys, it seems like everybody seems to be adapting to this pretty well. Again, things are taking a little bit longer. I think that's probably the biggest hiccup we have right now but I really feel like everybody totally understands, and I think they're more so grateful that we're able to continue to keep doing what we're doing, and can look beyond it taking a little bit longer. So really, I think that's the biggest thing is that it's taking us a little bit longer.
Yeah, and I think people are definitely willing to take longer. They're willing to, buy American now. Buy American is back in vogue. Being a neighbor is back in vogue. Family dinners are back in vogue. Family walks are back in vogue. I think this company is putting itself back together stronger and better than ever before. I
agree.
I analyze a lot of businesses, and everybody that I'm around, Buster Douglas, he got knocked down, but he got back up, and he was the first one to knock Mike Tyson down. The first one out of 30 fights, right? So someone's got to get back up, man, and deliver that punch to say, no, we're not going to go down like that. We're American, right? We're built on hard work and innovation. And look at all the innovation that's coming out. OSHA wouldn't be here just because OSHA was here. OSHA was here because people got hurt. Things didn't happen in the best of ways. The reason they have hurricane strips on roofs isn't because someone said I invented this. It's because a hurricane came and there was devastation. So understand, innovation comes from times like this.
Yeah, and it's funny you say OSHA because they actually came out with a new health and safety plan for the COVID social distancing thing that we actually implemented into our health and safety plan.
Nice. So what I love about y'all is you guys are on top of, you ladies and gentlemen at TC Backer and Horizon Lawns behind the Toolbelt, and hashtag Weatherbuster. And I don't want to get off of tonight without talking about Weatherbuster, what it is, how it works, who can get it, and how do you get it, and what is this Weatherbuster thing I see everywhere.
Weatherbuster is our window. Kurt, do you want to talk about it a little bit?
Yeah. It's our window. It's a trademark thing that Todd came out with. Weather Windows by TC Backer. We are actually backed by big window manufacturers, so people have warranties that they don't have to worry about. A lot of people might be like, well, what happens if the economy tanks and TC Backer goes out of business? You know what I mean? What happens to my warranty? We're backed by big window manufacturers, so you don't have to worry about that kind of stuff. That they are transferable. One of the great things about our windows is they're actually more energy efficient than the industry standard. So the industry standard, I believe, is a 3.0, and ours are a 2.7, our baseline. So they're great windows. They're not just throw in a whole replacement windows. You can get multiple different shapes, colors, sizes. Multiple different glasses like we were talking about earlier. And as far as who it's available to anyone. And one of the great things about being backed by a window manufacturer that we are, we can do wholesale orders too.
Oh, I'm glad you brought that up. So if you're in Cumberland, Maryland, and you got a name like TNT, you can become a Weatherbuster distributor?
Yeah. You can be a supplier. I mean, you can even, if someone opens up a storefront and wants to stock our windows, like a Lowe's or a John's hardware shop, like you can supply our windows, stock our windows, and have displays and all that kind of stuff. So there's definitely opportunity for all that kind of stuff out there. One of the great things about us having that stuff at our fingertips is our pricing is very, very competitive. I'd honestly be surprised if you could bring a quote cheaper, but you don't sacrifice quality with that. We cut ain't no middleman. We have our own windows. So that's probably the greatest thing. And not like we have a stock of these things in our warehouse. Every single job that we do is hand measured by a person. Will come out to your house and measure every single window, and you will get custom windows made for your house. They're not going to be, just out of, aisle 4 in our warehouse. They are made where we order them, and they do take a little bit of time to get in sometimes. Especially right now. I know we're going through the ringer with some of the delays with COVID, but I mean, I think that's every industry is facing it in some sort of way right now. So, but yeah, so possibilities are endless with that. And you can reach out to us the same way that you would reach out to us if you were a homeowner, that needed replacement window. If you want to stock and supply windows for weather buster windows, then reach out to myself or Ty, and we'll get you set up.
So real quick, one last, not one last question. There's never one last question, but you guys aren't going to say this on your own, but me, I'm in a position where I get to ask these questions. What have you guys done for the community in the last year, whether that be Lancaster or York County? What kind of things have you done for the community?
We did a couple things this year, or was it last year? I don't remember.
Well, you did two, yeah, within the last year, so that means last year, this year.
Yeah. Well, the first thing we did is that Chris went up on Crispus Attic's roof in Lancaster.
Ruby.
I got a phone call. They said they had a roof leak up there, and Chris actually went up, looked at their roof, sent me some pictures, actually FaceTimed me. And what Crispus Attics is, it's a they do a lot for the community and stuff. So it's like a nonprofit organization. I'm sure a lot of people have heard of it. So knowing that they were on a budget, me and Chris had decided that we would give them a new roof and gutter system at no charge whatsoever. And I didn't get any back end deals with GAF shingles. I didn't get any back end deals with our gutter manufacturer. We did it. We wanted to do it. It was something we wanted to do. And they were, it felt good to do it. We had our employees go up and give us a hand at first. They didn't know what we were doing until we actually went on Facebook Live, and they realized at that point in time we were donating our time and material to put a new roof on for them. And then the most recent thing that we did was at the York Builder Show. They had asked if we could build some gazebos and put them in their foyer area, and of course I was like yes. So we had built 2 gazebos in there, and we ended up auctioning them off and donating the proceeds from them to trying to think of the charities, Harvest Transitional Living Incorporated and Workforce Now and Architecture. Workforce Now is a part of the York Builders Association, and then Architecture was actually 2 different dog shelters. One was for, I think, shepherds, and the other one I can't remember. I think that might have been for pit bulls, maybe.
Yeah.
So we actually, this week, it's funny you say that, because this week we actually just sent out the checks for that this week. So.
Awesome. So
yeah.
Nice. Go ahead. No, it's nice to know what you guys are doing for the community. You guys are a real legitimate company. You give paychecks, even though they're probably digital, but you give paychecks, benefits. It's not chuck in the truck. Even though you do have a chuck in the truck.
And got to stop the chuck in the truck stigma. We're going to make Chuck have a complex.
Pete the pickup.
No, Pete in the pickup. But you guys are legit.
Yeah.
You guys are a company. It's not getting paid under the table. And so people understand, to end this, that the trades need people to go into the trades. So another compelling reason to share this is your kids and your grandkids and your great-grandkids, if they don't learn how to become plumbers and roofers and landscapers and mechanics and HVAC and big machine operators, we're not going to have anybody to fix our houses.
Exactly.
So can you guys touch a little bit on that? Is that real? And they can help. You all are a part of the York Builders Association, and that is a way for people to understand it's a great companies to deal with through York Builders Association. But you guys have aligned yourself in the community as the top profession.
Yeah.
I do want to throw something out there since we're talking about charity. I know you guys are familiar with Wayne Scott and all the stuff that he does for the community. He's actually part of the Harvest Transitional Living Program. He had reached out to me today through Facebook and was just saying, since we have a lot of resources, he actually just took over the York Bears youth football organization. So he completely took that thing over, and he's trying to revamp that thing. And he had reached out to me and said that they are in need of a equipment shed for their sports organizations. And just wanted to know if I had any kind of ideas on what we could do to get that thing built for him. And so if there's any people out there watching that are material suppliers or any of that kind of stuff, or if there's any carpenters out there that want to hit me up and try to set something up to get them a new equipment, that would be really sweet.
Yeah, we could probably hit some
for the community.
Yeah, I mean, people from
he's reaching out and asking for help. His community should help him. So
yeah.
So with that said, if there's anyone out there, even if you work at a lumber yard or something like that, maybe you guys can donate a couple 2x4s or something, you know what I mean? And let's get them a shed built for their sports organization.
What would be cool is to have some of these young kids build one. If someone could help with supplies, or maybe we start something to get together, and that would be a great youth build project to build a shed, and you guys could help with. You know what I mean? That would be great.
Yeah.
What a great, that would be a great opportunity to get some kids, or to whatever. I don't know, but what a great opportunity. Yeah. So let's.
Yeah, well, we work with a lot of different distributors. I'll definitely reach out to people tomorrow, Chris.
Yeah. I was actually gonna reach out to you and talk to you about this, but this was brought up, so I was like, this is a good time.
Yeah, man.
If there's any other people out there that want to donate their time too, I can also say that Wayne had said that if people do want to donate that, like if we have some major companies out there that want to donate the materials and time and stuff, there is going to be advertising capabilities and stuff too on the shed. So just reach out to me or reach out to Wayne Scott if anyone wants to do that. And he is also still looking for sponsorships for the Trey and Boo. We've mentioned stuff about that before. So if there's companies out there that are interested in that, I know that's approaching very quickly, and I know he still has a couple openings for that. So there's definitely a lot of stuff that you can do for the community still right now. So yeah, reach out to us, or if you need help doing something of your own, and you want to maybe include us in it, just reach out.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
awesome.
Anybody want any last minute stuff? I'm going to go to the other side of the camera. If you want to end anything, listen, my prayers go out to everybody out there on any side of the line that you're on. If you're on the human line, and that's important. So we're getting out of this. We're on the back curve, but nothing has lasted. Storms don't last forever. Tsunamis don't last forever. Earthquakes don't last forever. God lasts forever, but everything else is not forever. So have your faith in God, and we will get through this, because it won't be forever. But I would challenge you to position yourself to come out of this running like a gate, like when they start a horse race. Be ready to go when the gates open. Don't be slow to the dance. We need you to show up positively in your community.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, this isn't the time to be selfish. This is actually the time to reach out. Chris, we were talking about this a little bit earlier about, stop focusing on the negative stuff. How can I be of service to someone else right now? You know what I mean? What good can we do for the community? Instead of, running and hiding in fear. It's just, this is the time for us to be selfless, and think about other people.
Yeah. Yeah. It's very easy to get in your head and dwell and, beat yourself up. But I promise you, there is always someone out there that's worse off and that is suffering and struggling more than you. So, think about those people and see what you can do to maybe help someone, or it'll make you feel better for sure.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And I'm glad you said something about Wayne Scott. We'll talk more about that tomorrow.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, God bless you all.
Yep.
Thank you all. And listen, if there's any birthdays or anniversaries or anything, we would love to announce them. Like, especially now more than ever. I always talked about it. But, if there's anything going on, please let us know. We'd love to celebrate your life and what's going on in your life. We're about celebrating wins here. So any wins out there, you can just post it. We'll say happy birthday if we see it, anniversary, whatever it is. We want to celebrate wins. So God bless you. And listen, thank you, TC Backer Construction. We appreciate and love you all. And, oops, there's my low battery. You can tell we've been grinding. But anyway, we appreciate and love y'all. God bless you and your families, and have a beautiful night. And we'll keep you in our prayers, you and your family of TC Backer. And keep on trucking.
Yep.
God bless you.
Sure.